What is going on, everyone? Welcome to AFC Stripes. It is your boy Anthony here, coming to you guys with another one. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel and give this video a thumbs up as we get into it. All right, man, let's get straight into it. DeAndre Hopkins expresses interest in signing with the Cincinnati Bengals. DeAndre Hopkins, 33 years old, will be 34 in June, gave Joe Burrow high praise, saying he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league, as we know he is. But yeah, DeAndre Hopkins goes out and says he would love to play for Joe Burrow, which I'm sure a lot of wide receivers would. But DeAndre Hopkins, on the back end of his career, probably looking to make a chase for another ring. With the signing of Dexter Lawrence, I believe that automatically places Cincinnati into the playoffs. I believe Cincinnati wins the AFC North. I believe they made enough additions to that defense to make them a real playoff contender, even a Super Bowl contender. So, a guy like DeAndre Hopkins, I believe that would be a good signing. It doesn't hurt, a vet minimum deal, especially with Joe Burrow restructuring his contract here in the near future. Bringing in a guy like D-Hop to that already star-studded wide receiver room with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, Yoshavash, with the recent draft pick of the Kobe Young out of Georgia, big wide receiver. I believe a guy like DeAndre Hopkins, who only had 22 receptions last year for 330 and 2 touchdowns, I believe some of that is a lack of decline in talent, but I don't believe it's because the guy just can't play anymore. I believe maybe he was just underutilized. Um, Other than that, he had 15 yards a reception last year. So the guy is, he's when he catches it, he's moving the chains. So there's obviously still some talent there. I believe it would be a great addition to the wide receiver room. First, he brings in that vet experience. Our guys aren't like rookies or anything, but bringing in that kind of veteran leadership, 5-time Pro Bowler, 3-time All Pro. Who wouldn't want that in their locker room, giving game there in case an injury happens? A really good insurance backup plan. I believe, in my opinion, DeAndre Hopkins would be in a great addition, just on a 1-year deal, for the Cincinnati Bengals, who I predict to make a really strong push for the Super Bowl. To me, I'm going in and I'm putting the Cincinnati Bengals down. I'm locking it in. I'm betting the Cincinnati Bengals win the AFC North. Hands down, I'm willing to bet an entire paycheck. I'm going on FanDuel. This ain't sponsored. I'm going on FanDuel and I'm placing a bet. I'm putting my check on the futures that the Cincinnati Bengals win the AFC North. We've addressed a lot, and all we need is a defense, and we've addressed it. Also, in the news, Kyle Van Noy comes out in an interview with Adams Up and Adams, my fault, and expresses interest in also playing for the Cincinnati Bengals. Kyle Van Noy, now 35 years old, recently with the Ravens as well, talked about how he wouldn't get enough playing time in Baltimore. I believe he believes he still has it and can still play. Kyle Van Noy, linebacker out of BYU, 35 years old. So he is definitely a veteran. Last year, having 2 sacks, 12 solo tackles. I believe that's also just from not being utilized as well on that defense. I believe a guy like Kyle Van Noy could come in and add some veteranship to a very young linebacking core. I believe he could come in and be an instant day one impact player. Probably not starter, but definitely an impact player. Whether just in the locker room and also on the field, giving guys pointers, helping guys out. I believe that would be a nice, solid pick up for the Cincinnati Bengals. Kyle Van Noy at linebacker. 1-year deal. You know, it's a lot of 1-year deals on this defense. But hey, we're just trying to make this strong push for the Super Bowl, baby. That's all we trying to do. That's all we trying to do. So yeah, so Kyle Van Noy and DeAndre Hopkins, would those be good veteran free agent additions to the Cincinnati Bengals roster? You let me know. I believe so. I believe the Cincinnati Bengals are making a real strong push to the Super Bowl this year. Guaranteed locked in AFC North. If you haven't made your futures bet yet, lock that down. If everybody stays healthy, if Joe Burrow stays upright, stays healthy, hey man, it's a lock. It's a lock. The Bengals, they addressed interior offensive line in the draft. So we've got depth and we've got the players. So go ahead and lock that in. Yeah, Kyle Van Noy, DeAndre Hopkins, great additions for the Cincinnati Bengals. Hopefully they can get that done. I like that in my opinion. Tell me what you think. Go ahead and give this video a like and subscribe to the channel for more. I'll see y'all later. Peace.